Welcome back, my dark minions, to the Dark Void, ruled by me, not 51. And today, we're back to the idiots of Collective Shout, commenting on whatever. Collective Shout reveals the same plan to censor countless unethical games. Yeah, unethical. Do you know what's unethical? You guys existing. I mean, I'm surprised how you guys are even existing in Australia right now. I'm not joking, seriously. If you look up what's going on over there, I'm surprised that they're still living there. As far as I know, they might have left. Either way, back on topic. Basically, Collective Shout, once again, the group of idiot women that basically think, I already said it, you're going to deal with it. They're basically thinking that they have control over how I live. Alright, how I live? Okay, so the problem is that I want to live the way I like. If I want to basically play whatever I want, that's my right as a human freaking being. Alright? Cool. Now, whatever is going on, it seems like, for judging by the thumbnail, it seems people are losing their mind. These people are trying to basically convince me that what they're doing is right, and also thinking that, well, you'll get, if he says it, I'll say it. But yeah, Rev, take it away. Sorry. So I want to go back to reacting. Also, WTF news / react thing. I want to go back to reacting normal stuff. All right.
Hey, what's up, guys? We're here.
What's up?
So today we have another update regarding Collective Shout and their push to censor more video games they consider problematic.
Problematic, wow.
You can help share this video around by liking, commenting, or subscribing to make yourself an engaged viewer.
And I will leave the link down below for you guys to watch as well.
New busted system. Now, this evergreen tweet is something I showed only a few videos ago, but it's relevant once again. Would you look at that? Because in a recent interview, a member of Collective Shout has gone fully masked off. They have made their intentions clear in regards to fictional content featured in video games that they are determining whether or not they are appropriate for gamers. They
appropriate for me?
They don't care if the content is legal or not.
Are you serious?
They're going to be the arbiters of truth, and they alone.
Okay, then if you're going to be the arbiters, then the rest of us are going to be the gatekeepers for you people. Alright? If you're going to be the arbiters, then we'll be the gatekeepers for who can play our games, because it seems like your mental issues are not right for our games, for us to play games, alright? You want to be the arbiters? We'll be the gatekeepers. And we're going to keep you out of our games. Because, like I said, it seems you guys have a lot of mental issues in your heads, thinking that you have the right to basically judge how I basically to tell me what I can and can't do. Play. It's my freaking money. If I want to play it, it's my job. Besides, you guys literally, I think, failed to try to get rid of Blue Archive from your country, right? Trust me, that they're still seething. Seriously, where are those Australian boys and girls over there? Seriously, they need us to help us out now. Either way, continue on.
Decide if something should exist or not. And also on top of
I know that the Collective Shout shouldn't exist. So as a gatekeeper, I'm going to say this. Collective Shout does not need to exist. It doesn't need to exist. It needs to disappear from society and forever be gone from the light of day. Because nobody wants to look at you guys. I mean, look at you ladies. There you go.
That when it comes to the consequences of those games and the removal, they don't care what happens to the player experience. They don't care what happens to the developers financially.
Oh, really?
This tweet is relevant again. They care more about fictional content. They're treating fictional characters like real people and treating real people.
Are we still doing this? Are we still doing this? I thought this ended. Oh wait, why don't we talk? Of course, I said this before in many of my videos, saying that reality inspires fantasy. Fantasy does not inspire reality. And if anyone acts upon it, it's because they have mental health issues. It's not because these fantasy inspires reality, alright? And also, I have to say this again, is that, is this the thing? If you say that, I don't know what to say. I think, look, if you're defending, saying that this is like reality, video games or basically anything depicted, you're defending stuff that's in fiction, then in my brain, you're saying that everything that happens in fiction is real. You're telling me that literally whatever is in the game is real in real life. For example, dragons, superheroes, literally, superheroes. I mean, literally the freaking monsters. Let's go with the freaking humanoids. What, the dragon girls, monster girls. Let's go with that one. I mean, so on and so forth. Legitimately, if you're saying that you're defending fictional, you're literally telling me that you believe everything there is real. I will literally tell that to your face if you're saying that. Because literally, the last time I remember, I don't think I saw a dragon up in the air recently. Where did you tell me? Do you have dragons in Australia? Because I would love to see them. And those Komodos do not count. Alright? Seriously, tell me now. Where the heck is the dragon? You tell me now. Sorry, I went on a tangent.
Like fictional characters, and they're mad at you for knowing
you better
the
be mad at me.
So, quick rundown of Collective Shout in case you missed the previous episodes of this long saga here.
Hey.
Collective Shout, a small group of feminists
who
in
are
Australia.
idiots.
They have been
You're
sniffing
idiots.
at the ankles of many different developers for years.
Oh, they're supposed to protect it. How fun.
But about 2 months ago, they switched up their strategy and now they're going after payment processors
who are currently dealing with
Visa and
basically a lot of
pressure on
complaints.
them to force platforms like Steam to remove their games. This has been very successful, resulting in
unfortunately
thousands of games being banned or in some way censored. Now, we've seen a lot of backlash to this movement, rightfully so. Gamers, and they have played the victim. Collective Shout has even gotten the support of the United Nations, who said this is the most serious form of...
I'm gonna say this right now, that if they're the United Nations suck in their own right. Right? I'm not going to be political here, but if they are supporting this, then that means they believe fantasy is real. I'm not joking. At this point, if they're defending these people, these idiots of Collective Shout, and they're supporting the fact they're trying to defend fictional stuff, then to me that tells me that the UN basically and NATO and whatever idiotic faction at this point is saying that all the fantasy creatures are real. I'm not joking. Literally, tell me, if you're going to defend the basically fictional stuff, then you're telling me that fantasy stuff is real. Like I said, show me a dragon. I swear to you, show me a dragon. Because sure as heck, I haven't seen one. Sorry, I'm going on a tangent.
Online violence against women, human rights defenders have seen in a long time. You can see from this link.
Really?
Post, you have their supporters saying, I've been standing up to these cowards who clearly
blah, 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 blah.
police to check their hard drives. No one should want that content, and those that do need to be dealt with appropriately. Anyone who thinks it is mere censorship is definitely someone needing consequences.
Sorry, that just happened there.
So yes, we're seeing this over and over again. Even
we have a Might Nighter again.
Shout. Vaguely threatening legal action against people.
Legal action? They
are trying to silence and even put people in jail at this point. So today is an interview from Jack Connor over at Tweaktown, and he interviewed a member of Collective Shout and really just asked the flat-out important questions and got surprising answers.
Are you serious?
Even he was surprised at their honesty.
Are you serious?
Honesty, be it at that, but anyway.
They actually were honest?
They interviewed
Okay, let's see this.
Roper, the campaigns manager at Collective Shout. And this is just the intro to the article, and they're just going through what Collective Shout does. We already know that, but this is the individual that they are interviewing. A feminist activist who's obviously, like I said, the campaigns manager at Collective Shout. Not just the manager, but also an active member as well. And they've been trying very hard to push the goals of Collective Shout. And here's some of the really key answers they gave to Jack.
Here it is.
So here's one question, straight to the point.
Let's see.
What types of depictions of women in games do you believe are most harmful and how? And she says, global research has consistently found that depicting women as sexual objects, as things existing for someone else's arousal, is harmful and contributes to negative impacts. I outlined earlier, but here the games we objected to went much further than sexist and objectifying representations of women. They glorify men's violence against women, portraying women as desiring and deserving of this abuse. They depicted extreme violence and torture of women. I've been working in this space for 15 years, and I've encountered some pretty extreme material. And what I came across here was some of the worst I've ever come across. Now, you can see the vague language talking about material, this and that.
What's going on
They're
here?
Talking about video games.
They're
not talking about any content.
The fantasy.
Real women. They are talking about video games. They're talking about fictional content.
Now, before I continue on, I have said in one of my videos that unless the game is actually actively making it to where the person is actively making it to basically cause harm, that's what I have a problem with. Just to let you know, any person that literally makes a game for actual, for actual, pain and wanted to make that to basically, yeah, I did this because I actually want to do this, or something. I had it in my brain. Hold on. Look, I'm telling you this right now. I support game developers. I support everything. You make a game, you make it however you want. I don't care what it is. It doesn't matter. Now, where my stance is that if you're making a game and you're actively making it to actively cause freaking harm, like legitimate harm, like for example, you make an abuse simulator. Now, depending on how the abuse is, that's his own thing. But actively making a game for people to basically cause whatever harm they want, like legit, and it's literally just to cause harm. No other things. It's not about, oh yeah, it's part of the gameplay. Oh, it's like, for example, hatred, like years back. That game, you're basically going out and doing, like, causing harm. But that's because it's made like that. It's basically just for, I'm not going to say fun, but that was just to make to make it like that. The games but this one, if you're literally making it because you literally wanted to make this because because you wanted to cause harm to people's, like, mental health, like legit trying to cause people mental health, that's what I have a problem with. If you're making the game to try to cause people mental health problems, like for example, somebody's just, making it, I don't know how to describe it, but that's where I draw the line. Any game that you just make it for fun, that's a whole other thing. Alright? My stake in this is that as long as you're just making it for fun and not making it to actually cause harm, it's alright. Now, if somebody can convince me otherwise, I will listen, but that's where I'm standing here. That's where I'm standing here. Okay? If you literally make a game to cause mental harm, that is where I draw the line. Now, like I said, if you have any argument to tell me otherwise, I'm glad to listen because that's where I think. Okay? Sorry, I have to say this. Alright, continue on.
Here, and they're trying to make this statement that global research is found.
What global research?
But they're not clarifying whether this is about fictional content or not, because I think they'd be very hard pressed to find any support for those claims. So that's
this is fake. This is fantasy.
Fantasy. Talking about this harmful content, creating these dangerous depictions of women and girls. They are a cutie supporter.
Yeah, look at this. Look at this. Look at this right here. Really?
Cuties.
You cannot say what you're saying now and still have this.
Where it was about real girls around the ages of 11 and 12 doing a twerking competition. In fact, hundreds of young girls went through the audition process of this film, exploiting all of them.
The fact that got the okay, but other good ones didn't.
About certain depictions other good shows didn't. Fictional content. Just making that abundantly clear. Also, they say, this extreme content, this is the same group that tried to get Detroit Become Human banned as well. And also been responsible
because of robots?
Horror games banned. So it goes way beyond what they're describing.
Horror is part of life! I mean, literally, horror is part of life. I mean, our ancestors were afraid of the dark. Come on, people. Come on, you collective shout. You might as well try to become like geneticists at this point. Try to make us genetically engineer us to do something. Because at this point, you're trying to control our life. Trying to do that. Come on. Seriously. Sorry.
Very vague sense. But here's another question.
Okay, here we go.
Are the concerns with video game content about the legality of the content, or are they primarily ethical / moral concerns? Now, I think we all had a strong feeling of what their answer was going to be here, but they make it very clear. So they talk about the problematic games they found will likely be illegal in Australia. Those were reported
in Australia.
The Australian Classifications Board were geo-blocked because they had illegal and were being sold, or they were illegal and they were being sold illegally. The campaign calling on payment processors to stop processing payments on platforms hosting this content was also a call for them to enforce their own existing terms and conditions.
Legal.
Which is very misleading because
illegal,
Steam was targeted, for example,
yeah,
added a rule that said now the content has to comply with payment processors. So they had to literally create a new rule on their platform because...
Dude, it's amazing how these idiots keep trying to make up rules. It's basically, it's like when you have... It's like kids on a playground. Like, if it doesn't go their own way, they'll make up a freaking rule just to freaking win the conversation. It is literally insane. These people are acting like freaking children. Like, oh, it's not going my way. I need to make up a new rule so it goes my way. Shut up. God dang, you are freaking old people. Stop complaining. You're old ladies.
Of the outrage coming from groups like Collective Shout. So they're being very misleading once again. But here's where they get it really, really clear. They say,
there you go.
However, regardless of they say that again, regardless of the law, the harms of glorifying violence against women and children are well established. And we would argue that any company acting ethically would not host or profit from this content. So all they have is an emotion-based
emotion. That's it.
Demand based on what they deem ethical decision-making. That's what they're drawing all this from. It's not about legality. They probably found cases, like they mentioned here, with content being illegal in Australia. But Australia has crazy laws about fictional content in particular.
Yeah, it does.
Fact, most anime and anything with adult content from anime is on paper banned.
Until they get pirated.
In fact, they have banned
that's right.
adult content featuring
that's what they pirated.
Women if they look young, which is a crazy thing that happened a few years ago. Literally, like the face of consent. Like you can be a full-grown adult, but if you look young, however they define that, they would consider that content illegal in Australia. So
a short
they're using the very, very draconian laws that...
I'm going to say this now. What is depicted as an adult in Australia then? Because if they're trying to ban this, then that means they should ban... they're trying to ban fictional, right? Right there? Okay, at least they're not trying to ban reality. But if you think about it, if they ever decide to actually ban this and say, this doesn't exist, and they don't make a rule saying to clarify it, imagine people like that's below, like they don't say how high a person is, how tall, what the height is. Imagine that. That means it would be illegal to be below a certain height. Seriously, I said this and I'll say it again. Fantasy does not inspire reality. Reality inspires fantasy. How are we getting to this point where literally we can't even... Do you know, my brain is still frying. It is insane how this is happening. It is absolutely insane. Continue wrong, Rev.
Involves censorship in Australia to basically be the entire global basis for legality, which, what's stopping someone living in a Middle Eastern country from applying their law to people like Collective Shout and whether or not they would have a say in any of this stuff. Like, it wouldn't really work out too well.
No, it wouldn't.
But they make it clear it's not about the law. They just want to decide what is ethical, what's not ethical.
Ethical?
They're going to be the arbiters.
Well, I think that Collective Shout is unethical. And as a gatekeeper, as now a self-proclaimed gatekeeper, they should not be allowed to be anywhere near our games. Actually, they should never be allowed to any sort of media that they think is unethical. Alright? Alright. Now, any other gatekeepers, let me know. Are you on support of that? Because, like I said, they want to be the arbiters of truth, then I'll be the freaking dang gatekeeper. Then I'll be a gatekeeper to keep out these nut jobs. Because, seriously, it is getting out of hand. They want to play this game? Let's all play this game! In a non-violent way. I have to say that before. I have to say that. In a non-violent way.
Of truth.
Yeah.
In that regard. And it's all very, very transparent, and that's how we end up with members of Collective Shout trying to frame characters like Annie, the new Glock system, on Twitter as childlike or something that should be childlike. Because they look at a busty, curvy anime girl and they start thinking about.
They probably wish they had that body.
And now you have to suffer because of their delusions.
They can kiss the fattest part of my butt cheeks.
That's what we're working with here. Some very unhinged people, but
yeah, let's continue.
So, Jack asks, do you believe that people who engage with sexual content Collective Shout has advocated against are more likely to participate in it in real life?
Oh, here we go.
Pretty loaded question, but
yeah, here it is.
Say, based on the response to our campaign, men engaging in criminal threats
only men.
To
that's what they say.
Assault us, dox us, creating and distributing illegal image-based
by their accounts.
Abuse content, sending us violence, adult content, and illegal CSAM. It is clear many of the men defending their R-word games perpetuate crimes of violence against women because they are doing what's right.
Would that be?
They are comparing what's happening in video games to their experience of
they're losing their minds.
Getting targeted online. And we'll talk about these certain threats they're claiming
supposedly,
but
they say.
They continue on saying these men make it clear that these misogynistic attitudes
because there's no women here.
In and defend
Remember,
games
they're not saying women.
Fiction and video games, but that they will and do perpetuate abuse against actual women in the world. So they're using a sample size of Twitter.
Before I begin, I'm going to say this once again. If anybody acts upon this, it's because they have mental issues. It's because they're nuts in the head. And we should be trying our best to help people with mental issues, but we don't. The world just lets it happen. I mean, seriously. Look, I'm not saying there aren't nut jobs out there that literally act upon this. But here's the thing. There's mostly mental health people with... Actually, no. There's actually no nut jobs. But like I said, anyone that acts upon this needs to basically either be put in prison or needs mental health. Mental help. That's what I say. Because there is nothing... There is no evidence. And everybody has been coming up with evidence for so many years. Everybody in the video game industry has been coming up with evidence, literally showing proof that games do not inspire anything, and if it does, it's because it's the mental health of the person. All right? Oh my God! People keep trying to use this excuse every single time. It is not because, and I'm getting tired of this. We just need to help people with mental health. And people who don't want help need to be put away. Because the people that act upon this will start acting upon this. Because they're basically lost their minds. It's not because of video games. It's not because it's depicted in the video game. It's because people act upon them. And those are the people we need to go after. Not people who make games. Sorry, I had to go on a tangent. Sorry.
So we're saying bad things to them as an entire representation of the male gender. Also,
male.
Saying, well, we have to punish all of you. Do you see how reaching that is? On top
Idiots.
of that, two very key things. There are women who are very vocal.
Exactly.
Collective Shout. They ignore that's happening.
They ignore women.
But also, if anyone is consuming fictional content and then it's affecting them in real life, they have a mental illness.
Yes.
We should not punish
exactly.
people who can separate fiction for the
Thank you, Rev.
actions of those who cannot, who should not be catered to when
exactly
it comes to legally available fictional content. On top of that, there's been a lot of...
Thank you, Rev. See that? Exactly. Anyone who acts upon it has mental health issues. Anybody, seriously, it is not the game's problem. Actually, it's not any media's fault. It's because people have mental health issues. I even said this to my freaking Mama Knight, and she said, hey, well, if he acts upon it because he saw it, that's his problem. I mean, that's not the problem. And I told her that, well, why aren't they helping? It's because of money. They don't want to spend it. It's because of money. It's always because of money. They don't want to do anything because it will cost too much. It's much more easier to blame games and use them as a scapegoat because it will at least basically give them some sort of backing or something. I don't know. But at this point, people have already woken up and they're not believing this effing freaking stuff. But yeah, they don't want to spend money. trust me, if you think about it, it makes a lot of sense. Because if they want to actually help, they need to spend money to help. But no, they rather go after the video games, which literally don't do anything. And if somebody says that I saw this and I want to act upon this, that is mental health. And if anyone says that that is the reason to blame any media, you need help too. Seriously. And I'm glad Rev says it. Because literally, it is not the fault of video games. It is not the fault of media. It is the problem of the mental health of the person. And also anybody, like I said once again, anyone that says that it's because this person doing this is because of the media, of like any kind of more form media, that is the right to blame this instead of like blaming the mental health issue and advocating for like, hey, we need to help these people because he literally acted upon this, but he looks like he's like basically having some mental health problems. You also need mental health problems, because you're blaming video games and not blaming the mental health issue. You should be saying that the government needs to do more to basically help the mental health of the people. All right? Now that could also be a problem, and it's all right. But I'm just saying that literally, we need to stop blaming this stuff. We need to stop blaming games. We need to stop blaming anime. We need to stop blaming media in general. We need to stop blaming this because it's so easy. Oh, sorry, I had to go in that tangent because literally every time I hear this, it's just my brain thinking that if you're saying this, that means you believe there's a dragon flying overhead. And if there is a dragon, please send me a picture so I can believe it. In fact, let's go further. You believe Mortal Kombat is real, which means anybody in the monster would just appear out of a portal and start attacking people, and there's like a fight happening on a bridge somewhere with two people fighting for the planet. Literally, oh my god, this is getting out of control. Oh, sorry, I had to go on that tangent, but my god, am I so exhausted with this. Oh, hold up, I gotta move back. There you go. Sorry.
The actions of those who cannot.
Yeah, sorry.
Who should not be catered to
when
it comes to legally available
yes.
fictional content. On top of it, there's been a lot of claims that Caitlyn in particular, the one that's being interviewed here, has been faking their own harassment.
Probably.
There was multiple burner accounts that they used as examples of them being harassed. Accounts with 0 followers. And
0 followers? Are you serious?
Just freshly created in the month of August.
Oh, my nose.
And also based geographically in Australia.
Oh, yeah?
It seems like a lot of coincidences.
Yeah.
Also, the messages just seem so ridiculous that, yeah, some people have suspected that the harassment they're using to now punish...
They're trying.
Based on things
these nut job ladies are trying.
That's the theory some people have.
Okay, continue on.
Question saying, what would you say to those who have described this campaign and its impact as censorship? Now we're getting into a really crazy territory.
Here you go.
They say nobody has a human right to simulate and enact fantasies of assault and extreme violence against women. Not being able to access these R-word games from popular gaming platforms is a minor inconvenience. Minor? Not a violation of a person's rights.
Oh, really?
Processors get to determine if they do not want to host illegal content, including all of that stuff right there, which they had already determined.
Yes.
And so they should. I would ask those who view the loss of their R-word games to consider if they are concerned with women's basic human rights and the glorification of male violence against women.
Only
so
male,
again, they're trying to be intentionally vague here, mixing up fictional content with real life abuse. And
Oh
they're
my
trying to
god.
make connections that they can't really prove. On top of that, they are trying to police fantasy. So now, even if you have this fantasy, you're doing something wrong. If you have fantasy,
like, show me a dragon.
Or taboo.
Show me a dragon.
They can do whatever they want to because they determined whatever that is.
Like I said, gatekeeper, you're not allowed. You collect the child. Get out of my territory. Get away from me. Get out of my territory and stay in your own lane. All right, you guys, you ladies. How about that? I'll call you lady. Actually, it doesn't matter what I call you. You're idiots. Stay out of my territory. stay out of all our territories, because as a self-proclaimed gatekeeper against the arbiters of truth, my video game time, my private time, is my time. Alright? It's my time. If I want to look at a girl running around in a bikini, that is my time. Okay? That's my private time. Huh? Okay, that is not your stuff to govern. What, are you gonna start sending someone to my house to spy on me? Is that what's gonna happen? Are you gonna like come into my house and just basically, oh yeah, and arrest me? Then if that's gonna be the case, then you're probably gonna see me somewhere in the buff. Let's just say that. I'm not, look, if you get it, if you get it, you get it. Because literally, that's basically what they're trying to say. They say that I have no right to have my own private time. If that's the case, then come to my house. Come to my place. Come to our places. Come to all our places and police that. And also, don't try to give it, oh, well, he was completely in the buff. We need to arrest that because he's indecent. I'm in my own house. How would you know that? Like, all the windows are shut. So if you're saying that it's indecent to be in the buff of my own home, then you basically have lost your mind. Now I know this is a long thing. I know that I'm going on a tangent here, and I know all this stuff I'm saying makes no sense. But in reality, that's literally what they're saying. I bet you they're trying to say if we had the power to basically go into their homes and arrest them, we could. That's basically what they're saying. Read behind the lines, and they basically wish they had the power to come into my home, to come into all our homes to stop us. And if we're out in the buff, they would just say, oh yeah, that's indecency, so we're gonna charge you for indecency. I'm in my own home. I know I'm going on a tangent. I know that's getting out of left field. But in reality speaking, yes. Once again, you ladies that collect the shout, I'm one of the gatekeepers now. I'm gatekeeping you from this place. So get out. You're not allowed past. Do not press go. Do not collect the $200 or whatever the thing is. Alright? Get out of my lane. Get out of my territory. This is my private time in video games. My video games is my time to be happy. And also my time to go on operate is my happy time. You have no right to say it. Like I said, you want to be the artist shoot? I'll be a freaking gatekeeper. Here we go. Sorry, I had to go on that tangent. It's because literally, seriously, if I can't play video games for my own peace of quiet, then what the heck are we doing with our lives? Now, when I say that, don't take that the wrong way, okay?
Inappropriate.
Sorry.
People in their minds. So therefore, the payment processors can start determining whether.
So where's the dragon?
Should be allowed.
Somebody let me know on the dragon.
They describe what the payment processors are determining whether or not they want to post. They're talking about things in a way that seems like they're talking about real people featured.
Where's the dragon?
Legally available fictional content.
Where's the Monster Girls?
That they are now using their own country standards or their own ethics
in
some cases to say should not be allowed. But anyways,
where's the red plumber?
Go to the next question. To that, saying how do you distinguish between sexual content that is exploited?
Let's see.
They say our objection is to content that glorified violence against women and children. As I reviewed the content with these certain themes.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I did not come across any that was intended as casual violence, but this is a common trope that women want to enjoy that stuff, when in reality the violence is deeply harmful. And then they say, critics argue this removes agency from women creating or consuming adult content. How do you reconcile protection with freedom?
Here you go.
And the Collective Shout employee says, there is no greater removal of a women's agency than our wording. Media that glorifies violence against women harms all women regardless of whether a few women participate in its creation.
Oh my God, you idiots. It's not a few women.
They're completely misleading the point here. They're not talking about someone being victimized in real life. Again, this is in reference to these consensual fantasies featured in video games. And they're also saying if women participate in the creation of this, they're also wrong as well. And they don't
really?
say what they get to do, which is pretty ironic when we're talking about a loss of agency here. And you think about, that well-known fact that when it comes to hentai, for example, in Japan,
yes, very nice.
The majority of artists are women. That is
yes.
So you're
what's more is that there's actually artists that basically saying there's people saying that, oh no, that's art is unrealistic. Here's the thing. There's actually artists that actually show off their body and say, no, this is where I based it off of. You're saying this is unrealistic. Well, look at my body. Here it is. Here's my photo. Here's my art. Literally, look it up. There's actually basically women artists out there that literally say, hey, you're saying that, yeah, here's my body. This is what I based it off of. You're saying it's unrealistic? Well, here it is. There you go. 1 for 1. What do you think? Huh? Like, seriously. And like, what better way for the off-brand stuff to be made than by a woman? Trust me, we dudes have basically a lot of freaking off-brand in our heads, but trust me, women, oh my god, they have more, even more off-brand in their heads. Trust me, we guys at least want a freaking two-legged female freaking monster, like a female monster, for example, werewolf. As long as she's basically got 2 legs, big a chest, and look feminine, we're going after it. Now, of course, we do go after the, do not be afraid monster, because of course it doesn't really matter. We're going to go after it. But trust me, guys will literally go after anything that looks female from any sort of territory, and it's going. Now I say that, and now when I say that in a good way. Because trust me, we got werewolves, we got freaking, there's the furries, we got aliens, we got robots, we got monster girls. Trust me, anything that looks female is coming here. Trust me, we had that Gajinka stuff happening a while back ago. Trust me. Now also, and I say in a good way. Now, but if you go with the ladies, now before I say I've seen the books, and I like Ben's and Nobles, I think it was called, and I'm gonna tell you some of those look too normal. When I say too normal, I mean there was a minotaur, but to me that just looks like a guy with a head with the body of a dude with a minotaur head on it. That's it. If you want to know how freaking freaky these girls are, trust me, just go find a freaking tentacle monster and just leave it out there, and the girls will go out. Hey, where's those tentacles do? I mean, literally, slime monster, go do anything is on the table for the ladies. At least for guys, it's normal. But the ladies, don't go for a humanoid. Don't go for 2-legged males. Monsters to basically whatever eldritch horrors are there. Trust me, you ladies cannot deny this. I've seen too many freaking posts of freaking saying this. These ladies posting out freaking, oh yeah, why not? Literally. Oh my god. There is even the giantess one, and let's just say skyscrapers are just another toy. Literally, guys at least want to see a female, like a creature. Women do that. It's all on the table. It's all on the table. Trust me. Look it up. Girls do. Like I said, I have all for a man, and I'm thinking, yeah. Then let's go for it. But ladies, do they have more in their heads? Oh my god, that's out there. I mean, if you need evidence, look at VTubers alone. I mean, hey, no, sorry, I went a tangent, but seriously, like I said, I've watched so many posts, both drawn and non-drawn, where girls are saying, yep. They do it. No, like I said, us guys would do it too, but not to the extent of the ladies. Oh my god! Seriously! Any sort of monstrosity, in whether it's a 2-legged or non-2-legged, it's all on the table. Like I said, ladies, you can deny it. Ladies, you can either agree with me or deny it. Either way. You ladies are freaks. A little freaky. Oh my gosh. I'm not saying. You ladies are a lot freakier than us dudes. I'm saying. Alright, sorry I went on a tangent, but hey, I just had to say it. Now back on the topic here. So yeah, of course, back on the artist situation. Yeah, like I said. True. Collective shout. Once again, I just explained what I'm talking about, and you have no idea. You're saying this is the male fantasy. There's ladies out here You're literally trying to go after dudes so many times, and you said a small group? It's not a small group of ladies. There's a whole bunch of them. You have no idea, Collective Shout. You are a group of nut jobs that literally think reality and fantasy are real. Hi.
Basically saying anything that gets produced out of that features anything taboo or extreme in fictional settings, oh well, they don't count because these women, well, they're siding with these men who are just welcome.
Really?
A really big reach.
Oh, hold up! I just actually hit something here. I don't know how to turn it off. I'm not bothered with that, and I don't want to actually do this. So I'm just gonna leave it on the screen. I don't think you guys can see it. I have no idea. Can you see this? I'm scared to do anything, so I'm just gonna leave it on the screen. Now back on the topic at hand.
To say the least. And again, roll it back here.
Yeah.
They're saying that this media just cannot exist.
Huh?
Then they defend cuties.
Yes!
Real children being exploited.
For peace.
Make it make sense, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
But next question.
Are you serious?
What would you say to the thousands of developers who worked on these games that are currently legal and have suffered financial damages due to their game now being removed? And they say, really just in the highlighted parts, all you need to know.
Okay, here we go. Let's see it.
We are not responsible for or privy to the platform's processes, and we
Really?
stand by our call to payment processors not to process payments on platforms knowingly hosting and profiting from our work games.
Oh my God.
Again, talking about fictional content that's legal in most places, but we're also talking about games that they have banned.
I'm so glad I'm wearing my mask right now because I am literally scratching my face right now. I am legit scratching the top of my face. Now I'm joking here. That's just for jokes here purposes. Jokes here purposes. I'm actually like doing this on my forehead, and I'm not really scratching my head. I do have fabric on my face because my skin is like sensitive to the fan nowadays because the heat and the cold is like hurting my face. But yeah, I'm literally doing this just for ambience. Oh, but yeah, like I said, oh my God. The fact that we gotten to this point, the fact that we have gotten to this point literally makes no sense. Sorry.
That include horror games. They have facilitated the ban of games that don't even feature the thing that they're using as the only justification to go in there.
I hit my mic! I hit my headset up!
It is such a blatant deflection.
Sorry, hold on. Sorry. Okay, here we go.
Content that's legal in most places.
Okay.
But we're also talking about games that they have banned that include horror games.
Yep.
They have facilitated the ban of games that don't even feature the thing that they're using as the only justification to go in there. What are we talking about here?
I don't know.
It is such a blatant deflection of what's actually going on.
They're literally the one to say it.
And they're trying to gaslight you into thinking this is all about something featuring extreme content, very vague language, and that is on purpose. They care more about protecting fictional characters than they do, not just for the experience of gamers, but for the developers making them. They don't care.
No, they don't care, huh?
Money, if they have financial hardships because they decided their game shouldn't be allowed.
I'm gonna say this right now. If any game developers that the ones we're talking about join forces with Collective Shout, that is gonna cause so much havoc in the game industry. A lot of people are gonna start rising. Trust me. If I know those, they better not. If EA or Ubisoft or anyone else over in the West see this and think that it's a good idea to join Collective Shout, I'm gonna tell you right now: do not think in your brains for once in your goddamn lives, and don't get involved in this. Let it be. Because if you join this, you're already right now. If you join this, you're gonna suffer, legit suffer here. Your reputations are already in the toilet. I'm not saying that. Well, I'm just saying if any of those developers, EA, Ubisoft, or Warner Games, basically decide, it's not gonna be good for them. I'm just saying. Continue. Sorry.
Not see the crazy dichotomy here. They care more about fictional characters than real people, as long as it serves their narrative and their
Dragon,
beliefs.
please.
That's why Collective Shout
Dragon
them are so dangerous.
Dragon Girl?
They can't just look at something they don't like in fiction and say, that's not for me. I find it disgusting, whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm just going to ignore it.
Yeah, exactly. Just
dig
leave
into the bowels of places like Steam, try and find anything that upsets them morally, and they don't just look away. They look right at it and say, that has to go. Mm-hmm. Nobody should be able to have that.
Okay.
That's the issue here.
Yeah, nobody should. That you should exist either.
Are so strongly against collective shout. They should not be the arbiters of truth in what's allowed.
They should.
What's ethical or legal.
If they want to be arbiters,
have you.
We'll be the gatekeepers.
There's another question. This time shifting into
violent
video games. So they say violent content, games where players massacre people, is sold without issue, but sexual content is being targeted. What do you think about sexuality, particularly involving women, draws more scrutiny than violence? And they say, I'm not sure that I agree that violent content is sold without issue.
Yeah, there's still problems there.
It certainly is.
Oh, yeah.
There's been a lot of attempts to get rid of violent content.
Jeez.
They have failed. They were something that were laughed at, or at least in hindsight, movements that are now laughed at, like Jack Thompson, for example, trying to get GTA banned. We look back and think that guy's an absolute clown.
Yeah.
But anyways, they say there has been a discussion about violence in media and video games and a connection to real-world violence. However, Collective Shout's work focuses on sexual objectification, exploitation of women and girls, and how media, advertising, and popular culture can contribute to this, normalize, justify, or even trivialize it. The reality is that an alarming number of women and girls experience violence and abuse by men, and this is the cultural context in which this violence occurs. A culture that routinely portrays women as sexualized, objectified bodies for men's use in entertainment, and which normalizes, excuses, and glorifies it.
That's people with mental health.
They're focusing on the mentally ill people who see something in media. And go,
mental.
That means I can do that in real life. They are mentally ill. They're not going to cater to people like that. They can't separate fiction from reality. But they ask another question saying, if advocating for the removal of these games is based on grounds that they are illegal, would you and Collective Shout agree that the removal of games depicting murder and any other illegal activities?
Let's see.
And they say, again, our work focuses on combating sexual objectification. They basically say that, well, we're focusing on our little corner here of concerns, but it's a good point that they raised in the question. Like, if you are worried about abuse, violence of any form being replicated in real life based on fantasies depicted in video games, why are you stopping at one point and not extending it to violence in general? Like,
because they know
there's
it will
a
go
game
bad.
You can go around harming women in a non-sexual way, just physically hurting them. Explain to me why that harm is not something.
Let me explain to you. Call of Duty, the no Russian thing. Wouldn't that be on this territory of Collective Shout? I'm just saying. We all played the no Russian level in Call of Duty. I forgot what game it is, but we all played that. So yeah, wouldn't that be on the radar of Collective Shout? Yeah. I'm just saying.
Thing of their concern. It's weird. It seems like they're afraid to go after big targets.
Yeah, they are.
I mean, they have a very good time bullying a bunch of small indie developers who might be a one-man team, but will they be able to succeed over the big giants?
I highly doubt.
Industry, particularly ones that have violent.
Like I said, I may have said that they're looking at this right now, but I highly doubt any of the companies are going to join forces with the Collective Shout to make sure to cleanse their games. Because of course they're making money off their games. They're not going to join Collective Shout, but if they ever do, that's just going to hurt them in the bottom line. They know it. The companies know it. Everybody knows it. The gamers know it. Everybody's watching right now. But like I said before, if they ever join forces with the Collective Shout, it'll be bad for the company. They know it. Now, if I said anything different before this, I'm sorry, but I'm just fixing what I said. Hopefully I am. Alright? I'm just saying. If any of these companies decide to join Collective Shout in this, it's not going to be well for them. And I highly doubt they will, because that would just destroy their bottom line. I mean, literally. Call of Duty literally has freaking video games. Wait, Call of Duty... Actually, I shouldn't say Call of Duty because they had those skins up there. Ubisoft, there we go. They have a lot of games. I highly doubt they would join forces with Collective Shout, even though how they're idiots and want to help make sure equality or what that not making girls look hot and everything. Even though they do that, I highly doubt they would join forces with Collective Shout because they're already in the toilet, and I don't think they want to suffer any more losses. Okay, sorry. If I'm not making sense, I'm sorry.
Content. I think that's why they're holding their punches on that.
Yeah.
But there's a follow-up saying, if not, how does Collective Shout distinguish between which crimes are acceptable to include in publicly accessible media, in which they say, please refer to previous answers.
They don't know.
Should payment processors like Visa and MasterCard be capable of drawing a line between what transactions are approved and what are blocked, even if the content of that transaction is technically legal? Should the same standards apply to films, comics, or books depicting similar themes?
They don't know.
Again, please refer to previous
They don't know.
that do not actually give
They don't know.
sort of an answer on the topic of violence in video games, or the fact that
These people are freaking idiots.
should these standards be applied to everything? Because I guarantee a lot of books that are being sold in stores that target women, for example.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure they have a lot of very dark things. Like it's kind of a meme at this point, but yeah.
Oh yeah.
Go to like Barnes and Noble.
Oh yeah.
Go to like the women's fantasy section.
Jesus. Like seriously. That's what I'm talking about. Serious, just look at, oh my god, I don't know what is going on, but yeah. Like I said to you, women's brains are freakier than the men's. Like, legit freakier. People say, no, if anyone tells you that, oh, women, oh, like men are freaking more freakier than men, no! Men are not freakier than the women. We at least want a two-legged female creature. Alright? I'm just saying, we want a two-legged female creature. Women will literally take not only a two-legged male creature, they'll take a female one, they'll take whatever one, they'll take any of them. They want them all. The ladies want them all. I mean, seriously. Yeah, and also, not to say anything bad from Asmon, but I gotta say something about Asmon's here, because he said that women are as as freaky as men. Asmon, I don't know if he said this in other of his videos. Asmon, I'm gonna tell you this, that women are not as freakier as us. They're more than us. They're more. And if he says anything about, he knows that he said this in one of his videos, then alright. I'm just saying here that women are more freakier. A lot freakier than the dudes. They are. Oh my god, they are. Oh man. Woo! I mean,
gonna have a lot of dark themes that.
Oh yeah, it does. It does have that.
Care about, but I guarantee they will never cross.
No, they won't. No, they won't.
Very obvious, but for now, that's gonna do. It's gonna do it for this update on Collective Shout.
Yeah, thanks, Raph.
A long one, but yeah, it was a pretty interesting interview. They had gone mask off. They can't separate fiction from reality.
They got it.
For knowing the difference.
Yep.
But anyways, that's gonna do this video. As always.
Alright then, I'll just end it right there because I don't want an ad. But either way, yes. Yes, thank you. It is literally insane. Like I said before, Collective Shout, show me a dragon. If you're saying this is bad, then show me a monster girl. Show me a dragon. Like, literally, show me a cat girl. Whatever, literally, show me an eldritch horror. You literally know something I don't, Collective Shout. Come on, let me know. Because you're literally saying, if you're saying this is this fiction and reality are the same, then show me a dragon. That doesn't that and the ones called the dragon, the Komodo. No, I don't count that. And any other creature that's called the dragon, no, I don't count those because we can see them, and those are not dragons, as far as I know. Like literally, show me a dragon, show me a griffin, show me a freaking monster girl, show me an eldritch horror. Literally, you show me the evidence. Because at this point, if you're going to say that, then I'm going to say this. Because I've said this again in many of my videos. If you think that fantasy is real and thinking this depicts real life, you literally better then you believe that everything there is real. You believe monster girls are real. You believe like dragons are real. You believe like eldritch horrors are real. You think everything in the games are real. You believe like legit anything is real. Alright? You believe that superheroes are real. You believe supervillains are real. You believe anything in a game is real. Alright? in the fantasy world is real. Alright? You believe, and in fact, let's literally, seriously. I've said this before. And Collective Shout, you're the people that think these are real. Show me the proof that these are real. Show me the proof. Show me the proof. Show me Monster Girl. Show me a dragon. Show me... what else? I forgot what I was saying. Show me an Eldritch Horror. Show me. And then, maybe I'll believe you. But until then, shut up. Stay out of my freaking gaming territory and any other media territory. And once again, I am now self-proclaiming as a gatekeeper. And Collective Shout, I hereby pronounce that you supposedly the arbiters of truth are now allowed in my territory. Alright? So head off, get out. Sorry. I get really off top. I really pop up when something I care about gets hit. Okay, sorry. I'm gonna end it there, or else this video is gonna get even longer. And plus, I gotta go eat. I'm hungry. Now, anyway, that's about it. Hope you enjoyed today's video. Comment, subscribe down below, and what you think about the situation. And let me know. Yeah. Let me know. Are you gonna be a fellow gatekeeper against Collective Shout, or are you somehow gonna be siding with them? Which I'm gonna say is why. And also, do you agree that women are more like freaking odd, like freakier than us guys? Let me know in the comments as well. Also, let me know as well. Do you have any proof? Do you guys have seen any of the things I described? If Collective Shout thinks fantasy is real, then everyone in it, please show me the evidence. Let's all show the evidence to Collective Shout that these are real. Then, the dragons are real. Monster Girls are real. Eldritch Horror is real. Let's all show them the evidence that these are real, huh? And also, do you think that Collective Shout should show us the evidence of that reality, huh? Because like I said, like Eric said, like we all say, they believe fantasy and reality is real. So be it. Alright, and that's about it. Like, share the video to help spread this around, to basically glaze it around, and also to help it grow. And my influence to grow as well. To take that as you will. And hey, I might as well go for it. I might as well go. Hey, make it help my influence grow. Come on, help my influence grow more. Like I said, take that as you will. And also, don't forget to press the black bell button to be notified whenever my videos pop up. Or just cut on my channel, because YouTube Chan, the character that basically came in the Gajinka territory, because I guess now YouTube Chan is real. Thanks to basic Collective Shout, you're saying fantasy is real. That means, yeah, she's not basically showing off my videos now, I guess, because of the new system. Or just cut up my channel, because sometimes I forget to post it up. Alright, that's about it. And for right now, my dark freaky minions, I'm gonna say freaky because they sure as heck Collective Shout doesn't like it. My freaky minions. Hold up. My freaky dark minions. Dismissed!